He's not ready to ride, senor.
The cinch is loose again. Thought I told you.
This horse, he's a son of a gun, always fools me, always sucks wind.
How smart does it take to outsmart a horse?
He's got a mind of his own, just like you, huh?
If his own mind could tumble me off someday just because you're too lazy to kick him in the belly and tighten a cinch. If you let that happen again, you'll be out mending fences and chopping mesquite. Maybe all you're good for anyway.
Hey! I want to talk to you.
I guess he just worries for his friend.
You worried?
Shouldn't I be?
For Heath?
Even more for you. I wish I could talk you out of going to Coreyville.
Don't try, Mother, please.
But if you have to be back by Thursday, that only gives you 2 days.
The world was made in 7. And not that I'm trying to compete. Now, look, I'll telegraph you by noon tomorrow. Promise me you won't worry. Morning, Marshal. My name is Barkley. I just arrived in town. I thought maybe you might be able to help me.
Peddling?
Just advice. I'm a lawyer.
Lawyer, huh? Well, it don't give me no pleasure to tell you this, but you're fixing to make a living. Might as well know you're going to have to scratch for business.
Well, I'm not interested in business, Marshal, just information. About a man named Gil Anders.
What kind of information?
Oh, who he was, what he was, anything you might happen to know about him.
There isn't too much to tell. He worked odd jobs around town. What time he wasn't working on the red eye. Harmless enough when he was off the stuff, though. About busted me up to bring him in.
I take it you arrested him.
That's right. For murder. Well, I thought you knowed. He's pure quiet when I locked him up. Should have known he was figuring to make a break.
He tried to escape?
I just told you. Right that same night.
Tell me, Marshal, were there any witnesses to this murder?
Not as I ever heard.
And you put out a wanted on him, dead or alive, without so much as a witness to back up the charge?
Everybody knew it was him.
Without a trial?
There'd have been a trial. I'd have seen to it.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure you would have, Marshal.
Now, you want some more. You better go someplace else.
Just one more thing, Marshal. Who was he supposed to have murdered?
The school teacher, Horace Ames.
Why?
The teacher, he sort of took care of Anders. Handouts and such. The story is he got tired of it and told Anders off. So, Anders, he waited one night for him by the schoolhouse and, well, that's how it come to me.
Thank you very much, Marshal.
Mister, you say your name is Barkley?
I did.
You wouldn't be one of them Barkleys from up around Stockton.
I would. Good morning. I just arrived, all the way from Stockton. If you ask me, I'd say the trip was fine. If you asked, I'd like a room, please.
We're all filled up, mister.
Oh? Well, if you're not, you're in trouble. I refer you to the state code. Specifically, Chapter 7, Paragraph 12, subsection C, which states, and I quote, any proprietor, clerk, or employee of a hotel or inn which refuses lodgings when such lodgings are available is guilty of a misdemeanor, punishable by fine or imprisonment or both. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like a room, please.
All right. 16. Straight up the stairs, first door on your right. Oh, checkout time is 2 o'clock. I'll have to charge you a half a day for this morning.
You do that.
Ben?
Ollie?
Ben,
Ollie, what's your problem?
it ain't just mine. It's yours, too.
What are you talking about?
A lawyer just come into town. He's been asking me questions about Gil Anders.
Asking questions won't get him nothing.
Ben, I took Matt's word Anders did it. Now, I don't want to be put in the middle of anything.
Someday, I'm gonna get me a marshal that don't come running to me to wipe his nose. Ollie, just do as you're told. You ain't gonna be in no middle.
Well, I just couldn't help thinking.
You talk problems. This telegram's one for real. It's from Hoover and Waiting. They're up in Stockton. They got Anders holed up, but they can't get to him. Some family up there is hiding him out.
Well, they're both deputized. They can just walk in and take him.
That family carries too much weight. Did you ever hear of the Barkleys?
Ben, I just talked to one. That lawyer feller I've been telling you about.
He's a Barkley?
Ben, what do we do?
He's a guest. He gets to make the first move.
Matt, you heard what Mr. Odom said. Why would a lawyer come all the way from Stockton to ask questions about Gil Anders?
He'll find out he's wasting his time, so why don't you just stop worrying?
But even... Matt, I'm frightened. Somebody's bound to let it slip.
You should have thought of that.
Don't say that to me. I told you everything that happened.
Get your shawl.
But I tell you, Ben, I just had to give him the room. He had me twixt the tail and the snoot. Why, tossing the law at me like that, why...
I never knew you had much reverence for the law. It's just as well to keep an eye on him. Makes any mistakes, you come to me directly.
I'll do that, Ben. You can count on that, Ben.
Cass, you were leaving?
Sure, Ben. You bet.
You bet.
She's scared, Uncle Ben.
Must be that lawyer. Honey, you're causing this family a lot of trouble.
Told her there won't be no trouble. Everybody in this town knows who butters their bread.
Well, now, you know that, nephew, and I know that. Question is, does Mr. Barkley know it? Maybe somebody ought to teach it to him.
Any change, Doctor?
Pulses may be a shade stronger. The transfusion helped. Did Heath come back?
He's like his father, just as strong and twice as stubborn.
How about Jared?
He said he'd telegraph, and I'm sure he will. Let us know if you need anything.
Victoria, if Heath were here, it could make the difference.
Call.
Dead man's hand. Aces and eights.
3 big men. Mister, you sure like giving that green stuff away.
Well, it's only money, gentlemen.
Yeah, but you don't have to give it away like it was peanut shells. Them some pretty wild bets you've been making.
I'll tell you what. I'll make another one.
100 US dollars. Cash. That no one at this table can tell me why Gil Anders killed a school teacher.
Well, I guess it wasn't as wild as I thought. No one seemed to take me up on it. I'm afraid you've left me out. Well, gentlemen,
Thanks for the hospitality.
whiskey. I guess I've tasted worse.
Yeah, it's best we got. Figured you could afford it.
You on the level about that $100?
I am.
You go to pay me. Drop the 100 on the table.
Drinks are 2 bits. You can have the whole bottle for $1.
I'll take the bottle.
Thanks.
Talk.
Ask Amy Coulter. I can't tell you no more.